Often asked in four-wheel drive shops and often discussed amongst friends who own four-wheel drives is, what is the cheapest four-wheel drive modification I can do to my vehicle? Well, myself and Wal here at 4x4 and More, we don't like the word cheap, but what we do have is a really affordable modification you can do to your car, which is let the tyres down. Something that's always overlooked. I've been on the beach, I've seen guys bogged in $50,000 motor vehicles in the water, and I've gone up to them and asked them, have you got your tyres down? And they go, yeah, they're down to 20. Mate, when you're in the water, 20 is not low enough. 5, 6, 4 PSI is where you want to be just to try and get that vehicle out. So what we recommend, most affordable or the best modification you can do is letting your tyres down. And what we recommend people do, we'll go down the beach where it is boggy, but they're not at risk of being bogged near the water in particular, where they're not going to inconvenience other people using the beach. Get on that beach, fiddle around with your tyre pressure. Firstly, drop them to 20 and see how your car goes. You will detect a clear difference between 15 and 20 PSI. It doesn't matter what vehicle you drive. It's when you get to 20 is when the action starts, so the industry says. So you get the tyres down to 20 and that's when the fun begins. The car will get progressively better with each 1 PSI drop under 20. In actual fact, you'll see a massive difference between 15 PSI and 10 PSI. One of the best ways to see if you've got your tyres down at the right level is to simply coast along when you're up on the sand and the car's doing it very easily, where you feel as though you're in complete control of the vehicle and it's sitting up on top of the sand and you can manoeuvre it and position the car where you pleased. And then all you simply do in a manual, if you drive a manual, is dip the clutch and let it roll to a halt. If the car has the sensation when you dip the clutch of bearing in and pulling up very rapidly, then your tyres are simply too hard, or alternatively, the beach is far too boggy for you to be there. In an automatic, most modern autos, if you just pop that automatic into neutral and the car glides to a halt, then you know your tyres are at the right pressure. If you pop that automatic transmission into neutral and it feels like it's really pulling up hard and aggressively, then maybe your tyres are too hard, or maybe that beach is way too soft to be near. As you can see, here's some of the modern ways of measuring tyre pressure via make a nice gauge with an extended lead on it. Bush Ranger digital tyre gauge, my favourite, old analogue tyre gauge. Buy a good quality one of them and you can't go wrong. A couple of different ways of deflating. You've got the preset deflators, which you just adjust the length and they adjust the preload on a spring and a washer, and that allows the tyre to go down to a prescribed pressure. And then you've got, what is my favourite, is the tyre deflator that captures the valve. This allows you to do one tyre at a time very accurately and allows you to see what is left in the tyre, so you can make a clear call between lower pressures, such as you'll know the difference between 12 and 10 PSI, which is often important. So once you've deflated your tyres and you've experimented with different tyre pressures and you're an absolute gun at what tyre pressure you should be running given the beach conditions that you're encountering, you'll then need a method of pumping the tyres back up. Don't rely on the local service station being open at night, simply because that small amount of driving you have to do between the sand dunes and the service station is often enough to damage the structure of the tyres, because you're rotating the tyre on a non-cushioned surface like bitumen, whereas previously you would have been on the beach sand. The beach sand has give, it conforms to the different shape the tyre wants to be in, so it tends not to damage the sidewall or the steel belt of the tyre. Whereas on the road, that's a big no-no. You've got to run those tyres at appropriate pressure for the road, and sneaking home to the service station is something that people have been caught out with before, and we have heard of people having severe tyre delamination and often blowouts just trying to sneak down to the service station, which may only be a 10 or 15k drive. The modern compressor, or the modern vehicle, should I say, often needs a portable style compressor, which often come in a bag like this. They're a great way of re-inflating the tyres. Very quick, often quicker than going to the service station, because you don't have to dawdle along at 20 kilometres an hour trying to look after these half-flat tyres that you've paid thousands of dollars for and you're about to ruin. So often a good compressor like that will be far more convenient. Get off the trailhead, get off the beachhead, pump the tyres back up, you're on the highway, you're on your way home. Well, that's all we've got from you here at 4x4 and More for today. We hope you've learned a little bit about tyre selection and rim selection. We hope you've learned a little bit about the methods of letting tyres down and reinflating them, and we hope we can be part of your journey again. Well, if you've liked this segment and you want to catch more, look up the 4wheeldriveshow.com. If you want to join part of the 4x4 or more family, we're on Facebook and we look forward to greeting you.